Hello, everyone of YouTube. It's kind of weird to be making a Project Zomboid video, but I figured today is the best time of any to be doing an update. Even though this did come out on the 1st of October, and today is the 4th, this is the first day that I've had off of basically studying and school and all that good stuff, and work, and family time, and the hurricane, because I live in Florida, that I was actually able to get around to making one of these. And I figured it would be the best time to go ahead and do this, considering recently I have been noticing that I have wanted to make a new Project Zomboid video, and I have noticed I've gotten a lot of comments on my previous videos, which were about 11 years ago was my last Project Zomboid video. So I figured, if people are still seeing those videos, they are still commenting on them, and they're still giving them views, why wouldn't I make an update video? Sorry if it's loud in the background. They are doing like construction on the balconies in my apartment building, so if that's a little bit annoying, I do apologize. I have no way of fixing that, but otherwise recording a different thing, and I'm bad at editing, so I can't really do that. Anyways, this update, Project Zomboid's very big Build 42 update, will introduce basements. It'll provide a lot of replayability to the game map, which is otherwise completely static at the moment. I don't know about you guys. I'm not a hardcore Project Zomboid player. I did play the pre-alpha, and I did play all the way up until Build 42. Sorry, not Build 42. I think 41 or 40. Basically, a few months ago is the last time I played Project Zomboid. I could check Steam right now, but that would take some time to load up. But anyways, I have been playing Project Zomboid. I just haven't been recording it. I've played online. I have played with friends, and I have played solo. And what I have noticed is that there's a lot in the game, and it's so amazing to watch the game grow and progress the way it is. And now they're introducing basements, which is something that I didn't even think the game needed, but it is awesome to add because it adds so much more atmosphere and replayability. But again, back to what I was saying, unless you're like a hardcore player that's been playing for years and years and years, again, the last time I played and recorded it was 11 years ago, and that was pre-alpha. I don't see the need to update the map at all. I mean, the map is huge, and considering the fact that when I first played the game, it was just Muldraugh, I think that's how you pronounce it, Muldraugh, Kentucky. Then they added, like, I think, again, don't quote me on this, 3 other areas around it, so the map is huge now. I haven't even explored the entire map. So when they say, like, it's completely static at the moment, I understand that it's static. However, it is great to be able to have a static map, and let's just continue, but I think it doesn't need an update. So they did reveal that in the very big update, they're going to be introducing basements and sewers, which is going to be incredible because it'll be a way to get around the world. It'll be a way to store things. In their new blog post, they confirmed that they're working on a rendering pipeline, which should rid us of the performance issues. Performance issues is always great. A new light propagation system, which allows... I have a reminder that since I'm basically working from home, I'm not working from home, I work in a restaurant, but I am studying from home, and I'm at the computer for like 8 hours doing computer programming, that I have a reminder that tells me to stand up and stretch and drink water and everything, which, by the way, I should probably do that. Anyways. All these are things that I could be editing out, but again, I'm very lazy, and I don't know how to really edit well, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in as one big video. It should rid us of performance issues that have plagued due to the isometric draw over the years. I've seen no problem with it, but if they want to update it, that's great. Detailed light propagation system, more atmospheric and believable lighting. Again, this is something that I haven't noticed a big difference on. I feel like it already is pretty believable. You know, like, I've loved the idea with Project Zomboid that you have a peripheral. So if you're facing this way, you're not going to see what's behind you, which is great. But when it comes to lighting, I guess they want to make it better. Anyways, I think it's great already, but to add, atmospheric and believable, awesome. They're adding more to the game. Great. Big plus. Spoke about getting rid of the 8-story limit and allowing each chunk to have its own unique defined height up to 32 levels. Great as well, I didn't even know that some of the buildings were up to 8 stories, unless they're talking about, like, a different, like, game programming-wise, like, 8-story. I don't know. But 32 level, like, buildings is going to be insane. While all these features are game changers in themselves, they were also done in service of another very specific feature they had planned for a long time, which is basements and sub levels. So again, I'll watch this video and then we're gonna go ahead and see what it's all about. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked for this. But so we have right here, they enter a building, obviously, and then look around. As they go into the garage, you're gonna notice that first things first, this is a garage that has no barricade there. I mean, it's probably early, but like a car could drive right down into that. Like that is pretty dangerous. So, regardless, it's just something silly that I'm seeing. Let me update this graphics here. Jesus, what am I doing? Living in the 30s? They go downstairs, and then we have a basement, which is great. They're gonna obviously have to put a flashlight on, which is awesome that they're doing that. Bing, flashlight. That's great. Like, look at this. It's a whole separate like town down below. You got an area for boxes, storage. This is amazing. Like, especially for the people that are really big into. I've never been one for crafting. Like, I like the idea of crafting, and I've dabbled in the idea of it, and I've tried it myself. Like, when it comes to farming. But when it comes to actually like building a house from scratch, I've never done that. I know that I should. However, to me, it's always just felt like it's a huge end game thing where you want to like be out in the middle of the woods or something, and then you start building your own or like building another story onto a house or like a room onto a house. Again, I've never done it. However, with the people that do that, they might have, I don't know, like the ability to dig a basement probably soon. They might add that because obviously crafting is a thing and that might be another end game thing. But for the people that build in houses that have basements, this is going to be awesome because you can put boxes down here and, fill it with, all the different stuff you might need. Planks, wood, nails, boxes of tire pumps, whatever. But this is a really cool feature. I'm enjoying it. This looks like, oh my god, there's another story. That is awesome. So this is a second basement that you have, which is incredible to think about. I'm guessing, so what I'm guessing is maybe they mean like 8 stories is up and then 8 stories down. So then together collectively you'll be able to do like 16 and 16 maybe, or if it's like 32 just all together or 32 up, or I don't know, but that's pretty cool. Looks like this guy is exploring around more. So in a way, it kind of seems like a dungeon system as well, because now if you're going to be going down into a basement that you've never explored before, it might be like a cool feature where, you are delving in and you go down there and you could find more loot and all that stuff. Safety goggles, that's funny. That's cool. Oh, wait, can't see him on there. Wait, or... There they go. Oh, awesome! Oh my god, it's been so long since I played. I didn't know that you can actually like wear glasses and goggles and stuff. That's cool. I'm guessing he's going back upstairs. That's really cool. But yeah, no, that's a really cool feature. Basements. So there's that. It'll add a lot more replayability to the game, which is otherwise static at the moment. When an area is streamed for the first time, an appropriate basement building created in the building editor and exported as a binary file will select randomly from the list of all possible basements and will be injected in the map as it is loaded. So, meaning any areas with basements will yield surprises in every playthrough while offering the least disruptive to the existing map development, modded maps, and everything else. So what it sounds like is that they're going to be... What I'm getting from this, again, as an uneducated person, is that they're going to be randomly grabbing a set of buildings that already have basements mapped into them, and they're going to have the ability to run through those and then choose a few of them, or all of them, and upload them into the game. So when you play through the first time, you might go, haha, this blue building has a basement. And you go and you're like, oh my god, there's no basement. And then the next time you play, that building will have a basement. So that's what it sounds like to me, which is great. And it also sounds like that is giving the ability to eventually maybe have procedurally generated maps. I don't know, because in my head, it sounds like if you were to have a map that is, let's say, Bob and Kate's house, and in that map, you go into the basement, and there is a basement, and it looks just like this basement here, where You go down, and then over here there's a section. You go through that door, there's a section, and then there's a second story. In my head, why can't those just be tacked onto any building, and then you have a procedurally generated basement? You know, because you don't need a, you know, they are in certain areas next to each other and blah 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 blah. I mean, I guess you might if it's like two houses next to each other. You don't want one basement to like go to the right and this one go to the left, and they kind of collide, and then you're like, wait, why are they sharing a basement or glitching into each other? But anyways, I guess it opens up the possibility for procedurally generated maps. Again, I think I'm getting off topic, but I think it's really cool that these sound like they are procedurally generated basements. Again, because it says a list of all possible basements. So I don't know if that means that each basement is going to be procedurally generated, or if it means that each building has a appropriate basement attached to it, and then they are going to go ahead and get a list of which building will get a basement, and then they can go ahead and cycle through which buildings are going to get it, and vice versa. I feel like my camera's kind of big, so I'm going to go ahead and put down, because I don't necessarily need to be here. Oh shit, I have like a, hold on. I have like a, what do you call it? Hey, there we go. I have like a thing set around for when I was streaming. The devs went in to explain in Build 42 when an area is streamed for the first time. I think I already did that. I think I already read that. Yeah. We're also considering the possibility of other subsurface structures such as sewers for locations like Louisiana. We're still researching what would be appropriate and sufficiently realistic for this. Again, that is awesome, because the idea that you are going to have sewers. So let's say you're, you know, going into, sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night. My wife woke up really late in the night, so like 2 a.m. and couldn't get back to sleep, so I was helping her get back to sleep. Anyways, so they're researching how it would be appropriate. I think it'd be great to be able to have the idea that if you're on the street level, you're going around, you're like, oh my god, there's zombies everywhere. You might be able to go inside a building, close it off, go into a basement. Oh, sweet, basement. Maybe have the possibility that there's like one of those sewer grates in there and then you can go in, or even like in like a jail, there might be like a hole in the ground where someone's dug out and then they can get in there, or just, hey, there's a, you know, manhole cover. You have to have an appropriate strength to be able to lift it up, or like a crowbar. You lift it up, can jump in there, and then zombies are, you know, not in there. Or maybe there's construction zombies, or maybe there's not, or maybe there's rats. I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool. And then you could, you know, go between places. That might also introduce the idea that if two places are linked, you can have like an underground area so you can avoid the surface, because as of right now, if you're going from one area to another, there might be a horde of zombies that you can't get around. So you either kill them or you go around them, but they can also move randomly. And then if one zombie chases you, they kind of all do. Anyways, again, theorizing, that might also introduce the idea that you can get a, you might be able to dig like your own sewer system, not sewer system. You might be able to dig your own like trenches underneath houses and connect two places together, which would be kind of cool. And for me, as a role play perspective, as I play Project Zomboid in like a role play fashion, it's going to be awesome when you like break into a building and you're searching and looting, and then you're like, let's go into the basement. And you go down there, then the minute you try to go back up and open the door, there's zombies there. And you're like, oh my god, now I'm trapped in the basement. So it's like, you're now claustrophobic. There's no way of getting out. Like, how are you going to survive? Like, it's a cool place to like end up being like, oh my god, I'm stuck. Like, I'm never going to survive again. So that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and look at this right here, which says how Building 42 is shaping up to be a major update. It also set to add the first set of animals. Whoa, sorry again. And an improved crafting system. So let's look at this one. It's focused on extended survival with animals and crafting revamp. This is amazing. The next major update will bring chickens, better crafting, and the most realistic bleach drinking you've ever seen in gaming. I saw recently that there was fluids, like the fluid system, I think it is. YouTube Project Zomboid fluids. Yeah, here's the fluid system. Oh my god, already people have done this. Anyways, whatever. You know what? You've probably seen it already. But it'll bring chickens and better crafting. Developer needs to share the basics of this. Will introduce animals with basic AI brains and thorough revamp to crafting. So, crafting is already huge. It's a huge thing. If they're going to revamp it, that sounds amazing. I don't know what can be in store for it, because again, I haven't played in quite some time, so who knows what that revamp would be like, because I already don't know what it is like. I know that what it was before was if you have like a hammer and nails and like the proper carpentry, you can like right click, I think, and then go into like a menu and then it says build what. I'm guessing they're going to change that around. I would prefer if it was like maybe in the beginning. I would like the idea that if you open a book or it's in your inventory, you can right click on it and then choose something to build, because you don't know what you're making. So instead of learning it and then being able to build it, why not have a book in your inventory, right click on that, and then it says build. It'll take longer because you're learning how to build it, and then after you build it for the first time, it becomes progressively easier. Then you might need like to use the book one more time, and then after that you know how to make it from scratch. I think that would be a cool system. Besides that, I think there, again, from what I have played, when you right click, it had this like giant menu of things to do. So I'm guessing you might need like a, I don't know, like right click and it says crafting, or there's a separate area for crafting itself. Again, I haven't played in quite some time, so I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to comment on the revamp of crafting. Animals, though, I think is going to be incredible, considering the fact that there is what do you call it? The game is all about how you died, and I know that there has to be an end point at some point, you know, like, so in my head, this game is probably the best zombie survival game there ever could have been made, because I know that with other zombie survival games, there are, you go collect loot, and then all of a sudden, like, you're able to survive for days and days and days and days and days, just because things are procedurally generated, and you know, this and that, and then it turns into like a battle royale type situation where people are just killing each other. This game, however, I've noticed that from the very beginning, again, they put into your head that this is how you died. This is not a game where you're going to survive forever. But I'm guessing that they've had overwhelming feedback where people are like, I want to be able to survive for a really long time, or the possibility of surviving for a really long time, which again is something I enjoy. I like the idea that you might be able to at least have the ability to survive for a long period of time, even if there is no like end game, you know, there's no like, a helicopter's gonna come and pick you up and you fly away and you win the game. It is literally about like, you're gonna eventually hit a point where you're running out of resources. You have to start like doing this. A winter might come and then that kills all your chickens, you know, like, it's gonna be a hardcore survival game. And so the introduction of AI for animals is gonna be awesome, because for instance, like right here, sorry, I did scroll ahead, but there's an area that you can make chickens. They will produce eggs. Eggs, you can then cook your own food. It would be cool if maybe like, again, this is theorizing and kind of like concepting for the future, but if maybe you have the same meal over and over, you start to get sick of it. You start to grow used to it. It also doesn't like give you the best like moodlet as it used to, so you then have to start like, again, this might be in the game already, I have no idea, but if you're eating the same like things over and over, they should introduce like a nutrition system. And again, not nutrition like, oh, you have to calorie count, that'd be crazy, but if you're having eggs every single day, maybe your character is like, I don't want eggs, or it gets them depressed because they're like, man, that kind of sucks. So it'd be really cool that I'm sorry, my phone, I should have put it on silent. It'd be kind of cool if like you then have to get chickens, and then maybe you have to now go hunt and get deer and venison, and I don't know, the ability to like go to a certain area and there's like a single cow, and then that cow is pregnant, or like there's two cows and you can make more cows, or you know, something that basically will make you go, man, hey, I have more than just chicken eggs to survive on. Because as someone who right now is attempting to bulk up, I try to eat eggs every morning, and it does get kind of daunting where you're like, God, I really don't want to eat more eggs today. So anyways, back to what we were talking about. Sorry. The Indie Center shared one of the focus on the build is an extended survival in the months and years beyond the initial Nox event outbreak. Again, amazing that they're doing this, because I feel like a lot of people have probably come to them and said like, hey, I would prefer to have the ability to survive longer. To that end, the studio is revamping the post-apocalyptic games crafting system. This will allow crafted items to have more RPG-like variable attributes based on the crafter's skill, meaning item stats will be affected by the creator's relevant skill. I don't know how I feel about this. Indie Stone has not disappointed before, because they have done it so you actually have really good things that are added to the game, and they do listen to feedback from the people that play the game. When it says RPG like variable attributes, that immediately makes me think red flag. And again, hear me out. It makes me think red flag as in like a baseball bat will have a plus 15 to strength or whatever. However, if your relevant skill is like, let's say, carpentry, you might be able to. I'm gonna put my phone on silent because now it's bothering me that this is actually going there. Anyways, the relevant skill might be carpentry. Now you know how to properly nail in nails into that bat, so it's not as bad. So I guess it could work out that it's not now a +3 nail bat, it's a +5, because they're positioned in such a way that you know that it will do more damage to a zombie. Etc. etc. I guess that can also be for staircases and stuff. So like, again, hear me out. There's no like stats on the staircase, but maybe, just maybe, theorizing, your staircase when you first build it is like a level 1 staircase, and it has a durability of like, I don't know, 5. So after 5 times you're going up and down it, it has a chance to break. So then you could fall through it and it just breaks and is completely useless. So then you might want to have a better skill in order to go ahead and put those stairs up in a stronger way. And then eventually, you know, you're going to have like permanent stairs, because obviously a staircase that is made by a professional craftsman doesn't ever break, you know, but then someone who does home repairs has that chance of falling through into their basement. Hey, into their basement. That'd be, yeah. So it could be good. It could also be bad. But again, Indie Stone's never disappointed me before when it comes to Project Zomboid, so I think they know what they're talking about. It'll also include domestic and wild animals with a basic AI brains, chicken, sheep, deer, and cows. This is great. I think that's awesome. Apparently they previewed it back in April. I guess I haven't really, been paying attention. But I think that this is a great addition, because, again, it gives you the ability to survive for longer. Because you might initially say, like, haha, I'm going to go ahead and run around the town. I found a pistol. I'm going to shoot wildlife and then just collect their meat and then eat it immediately while camping in a tent. And then you're like, 3 weeks down the road, you've run out of your perishables, you've run out of stuff that, is like bags of chips and canned food, and you're like, I really wish I didn't murder those cows and sheep. So there could be a good, role playing to it. There could also be the people that are like very, very meticulous, and like we'll start to get into farming and then agriculture, and like I think that's the same thing, and get into farming, which is like dairy farming. You might be able to milk cows, get some milk, get some eggs, get wool. Maybe you'll start to be able to make your own clothes and everything, and then deer for venison and hide and all that good stuff. That'd be really cool. It might also be cool if you can use feathers from chickens to do things. Again, I don't know if these are already in the game. I'm just theorizing. Sheep, you could, again, make your own clothes. It would be kind of cool if with the chicken, sheep, deer, and cows, you can start to make your own clothes and stuff that are like leather. So like leather pants and leather jackets, and like, so you could have a more rugged look. Like I'm surviving out in the wilderness for the people that don't like to dress like a firefighter or like a policeman or whatever. Maybe the ability to make your own bags with them. Again, this might be in the game already, but who knows? By looking at fabrics and tearing cloth and stuff. I don't know. Fairly realistic poultry keeping. If you have a hen house, you'll be able to close the door every night and after your brood has gone to roost. Otherwise, there's a real chance of a fox coming and paying a visit, which is cool. It's great because then you'd actually have to, like, again, remember that at the end of the night you have to close your door, and then bad things might happen. It'll produce fresh eggs to be useful in a fresh food source when they, exactly like I was saying, when they get through their stashes of tinned food. It'll also include all matters of improvement to the game engine, multiplayer system, and general zombie survival, and other and early game stuff too, as well as an in-depth rework to how liquids are stored, which means Project Zomboid have the most realistic bleach drinking ever in gaming, which is great. I think it is awesome that they're adding like a fluid system. I'm guessing, because again, I couldn't find that video earlier. What I'm guessing that is like the ability to, if you have two canisters, you might be able to pour one to the other, and then that is a certain level of drinking and a certain level of pouring one thing into another. I probably should be watching that video right now to see, so whatever, but I think from what I've heard and seen, from the glimpse that I had of the previous Project Zomboid realistic drinking, is that it was again, never mind, I forget it. So, but I'm guessing it's gonna have different fluids. It's just great to see that a game that is this. It's not a third-person shooter. It's not a first-person game. It doesn't have the best graphics like Unreal Engine, 25 with Skyrim shit. It's an isometric game from the top down, but they've made it look so good over the years. The sprites are all fleshed out and look beautiful. Like, you are able to do so many things. Like, look at this plant. It looks great, Like, everything is nice and smooth. And when you go ahead and you think about it, like, they're adding in so many things that you probably wouldn't be able to add into other games without them being like 400 gigs. So, Build 42 is still a ways off due to illness, and continued working on Build 41. So I think that when it eventually does come out, it's going to be amazing. Until then, I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to try. If you know me, you know that I always say, like, I'll try to make another video in a week. I never do. But I will try to make another video soon with any updates that do come up, because I have been monitoring Project Zomboid, and I do want to make a new playthrough of it. Maybe today. I have some errands to run at noon, but besides that, maybe I'll make a video playing Project Zomboid, because I have really been jonesing to play it recently, so there's that. This video is already 26 minutes long, so if you've stayed this long, cool. If not, then you won't hear what I'm saying. But anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will keep an update on Project Zomboid, and look out for a Project Zomboid video coming out soon.